Jai Sriman Narayan.
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 I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to the Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome a new political party on the South African political dimension, Action South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally, and I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. The Sri Narayan Dham has embarked on inviting all political parties from South Africa to the Sri Narayan Dham in our goal of creating an awareness of oneness, not only in South Africa but around the world. Instead of theoretically stating that oneness is a necessity, the Sri Narayan Dham has come down practically to bring people of all races, all religions, all cultures, and all creeds on one platform. Last week, in this goal of ours, we had Bruce Gator from the Cape Congress, and this week we are honored to have all of you from Action South Africa. Those of you who do not know, my political consciousness was awakened in 1978 during the school boycotts, and I was in Standard 8 in a school course called Sastry College, all-boys school in Durban, and I was the first to walk out of the class and go and stand on the grounds. I didn't know what the consequences was going to be. As I stated, we were an all-boys school. It was an academic school, but the teachers were very, very violent. If they looked at you for more than a second, your knees had to start knocking. So in that environment, when my political consciousness was awakened and I walked out, I did not know that the principal of our school was also politically inclined in my dimension. From that day onward, to date, I'm 58 years old, I have not stopped working. I have not stopped working. I have been involved. I remember during the boycotts when the security branch attacked us for having these meetings at Orient Hall. Orient Hall could house 5,000 people, and all the schools from Durban used to come to Orient Hall, and we used to have these political meetings. And the security branch attacked us, and I myself ran for my life. I remember running and trampling over females that had fallen. That's how fearful we were of the security branch. And this is the environment that we came from. So, my credentials is with the pain and suffering of our country. Then we had a little hope in 1994, and then for the past 27 years that hope is dwindling and dying. But I see that spark of the fire seated here in my audience today, personified as Action South Africa. I hope that God gives you the strength to remove the demonic mindset of the current government. I believe the Spirit of God is coursing through your veins. I can measure it from my end. Don't lose. Don't lose the fight. Don't allow positions to determine your place in Action South Africa. Because the demon deals with position. Humanity deals with oneness. If your pain is for me and not yourself, then you are a true politician. If the pain is for you, your family, and for your wallet, then you are a demonic politician. So we need to establish ground rules, and to be a politician, you just need to have a basic understanding. Do not go complex like what our current government has gone. When you get too complex, then you remove the simplicity and the purity from yourself. So take it one day at a time. Remain simple. God has given you a human body, and that human body is to serve God. But because God is absolute and He needs nothing from you or myself, then you serve His children, who are our brothers and sisters of all races, all creeds, all traditions. We are all His children, and all religion. The minute you start serving others, and I can feel that is why you are here today. I can feel it. Contain that feeling. It's like jelly, it can slip away as soon as you see position and money. Contain it. It's like jelly, it cannot be kept in your pocket. You have to maneuver yourself in such a way that that jelly does not come out of your pocket. Be grounded and work with principles. Set a few principles, not too much. Current government, too many principles, not following one. Set a few principles and adhere to those principles. So I was a politician myself. I walked straight out of politics into this dimension that God propelled me in 2013. I was a provincial executive member of a political organization, and I was head of coordination in KwaZulu-Natal. Through my position and my work on the ground, we attained a seat in the eThekwini municipality. And I was listed number 1 on the PR listing. All right? And I refused. I refused to take the seat, and I gave it to the most suitable person in my organization to go and sit there. I found, although by virtue of my PR listing, I was going to take that seat, I refused because I found myself not to be competent to sit with councillors in the municipality. I was competent. I brought in 37 candidates myself in eThekwini. That was my competency. Not to sit there and debate, because I felt that I did not have that caliber and substance to debate issues in council. So where I was competent, I gave the organization my best. Although because of my best, I was awarded a PR seating, I declined. And please follow me. God sent me in this dimension so that today when I sit here and I advise you, I'm not advising you theoretically. I'm advising you practically. I went, I experienced, and now I'm advising. Okay? So, next, I hope in the next municipal elections all of you respond to our invitation and sit here, because the impact that Action South Africa are going to have is going to be in the next. This election you have to work hard. In this 5 years you have to work. Do not work on social media. Go door to door. Let the people know you. During elections you must not work. This time you should be sitting and doing nothing in the next 5 years, because the work would have already been done. And that is how I got my 37 or 47 candidates. They knew me because I've been working. I said, from 1978 I've been working. Doesn't matter what else I was doing, but my political consciousness was always worked. You have to grind, you have to suffer. Also remember, amongst you, not everyone is going to be on the same wavelength. So you have to compromise, you have to work, you have to deliberate. Don't burn bridges amongst yourself, because that's where the demon is going to come and reside, and they're going to divide. Next year we don't want to have Action South Africa 2 now, a breakaway group. We want you to be strong. Doesn't matter how difficult the terrain is, hold each other's hand. Those that you feel have an opposing view, that person will make you stronger, because an opposing view can only make you stronger. A similar view won't give you any strength. An opposing view will give you intellectual exercise. These are things, basics in politics, if we get it right here. I'd like to see you sitting not in municipal, sitting there in national. You'll have the credentials, all of you in Action SA, you have the credentials, you need to nurture it. This is why you need to, whichever tradition and culture you belong, you must go to your traditional leaders. Get moral advice from your traditional leaders. Let their advice be your GPS on how you're going to navigate through your personal political journey. Okay? So, churches, mosques, temples and ashrams are afraid to get involved in politics because they don't want to dirty their hands with politicians. By abstaining and not wanting to get their hands dirty with politicians, they are responsible for the dirty politicians. So religious leaders have to get involved and intertwine themselves in politics, and I'm going to give you a reason why. You see, this universe that we are living in is 4.5 billion miles. The diameter is 4.5 billion miles. The Creator on his own can run the entire universe himself. But he has created a working committee. Beneath his working committee, he has created a ruler. And beneath the ruler, he has created 12 people that understand the constitution of the universe. Then, in Christianity and Islam, you call them angels. On our side, we call them Devis and Devtas. The Greeks call them demigods. These entities handle the cosmic administration. These entities handle the cosmic administration. You need a certain amount of sunlight somewhere. You need a certain amount of moonlight somewhere. You need a certain amount of rain. You need cosmic energy. It does not mean that as humans we are the highest. There are higher entities than us that control the cosmic administration. So there are 330 million cosmic administrators. In South Africa we have, I think, in excess of 3,000 wards. You know how many wards we have in this country? We need to know. 2,000?
About 2,900.
Yeah, okay, I was close to 3,000, all right. 2,900 wards. So you need 2,900 ward councillors to manage the ward, that wards in this country, yes or no? Similarly, we have 330 million administrators that administer this universe of 4.5 billion miles. Does it make sense? So huge universe and so many million administrators? Yes. Then we have a working committee. I'm sure your organization has a working committee as well. And then you have a president. So similarly, God is the president. He has his working committee and he has his cosmic administrators. Isn't God the first and foremost politician? Isn't the Lord? It doesn't matter what name you call the Lord. There can only be one Lord, because look at what is happening in South Africa. If there was more than one Lord, what do you think will be the state of affairs of this universe? So one Lord, one universe, 330 million cosmic administrators, a working committee of 3, and the Lord is part of the working committee. Lord is part of the working committee and he is maintaining the universe. He is in charge of maintenance. Okay? So this is a political structure. It's an eternal political structure. And the head of politics is the Lord himself. So why should not the churches, the mosques, the synagogues, and all religious and traditional leaders not have a say? Because if they say, I am a representative of the Supreme Lord, then they should have attributes of the Supreme Lord to get involved in politics. Yes or no? Okay, so this is why the Sri Narayan Dham is actively involved in politics. I'm selling myself to Action South Africa. I'm saying, if you need me in Phoenix, if you need me in Chatsworth, if you need me where there are Indians, we're saying this to be politically correct. Then you're going to have my details, you're going to give me a few days, and I will walk with you wherever you want to walk. All right? I'm not going to talk on your behalf. I'm talking today, but I will walk with you. I'm not giving a political speech, I'm giving a spiritual discourse. Political speeches should be yours forte, but you can take me. You can invite me, provided you provide vegetables. Make sure there's vegetables for me. All right, don't give me a huge piece of chops. Last I ate chops was in 2013. I used to eat chops. All right. I am an Indian I'm of Indian descent, but I'm South African. I am a thoroughbred South African. I'm born in South Africa. All right? So I'm using the term Indian. I don't like to. I hope when I'm born again, I reincarnate, we don't look at each other in terms of racial segments. All right? So there is only one race, the race of humanity. The race of humanity. And in that one race, in the race of humanity, if you take us as sectarians, we cannot live with our own family. So we are racist immediately, straight away. As humans, we are racist, human to human, as a race of humanity. In our own family, 4 brothers, 4 sister-in-laws, mother-in-law, daughter-in-law. So racism starts in your own family with yourself. That is the seed where racism begins to sprout. And then it goes into the communities, and then it goes into the different colors. Yes or no? So we are all born racist because we belong in a race. It is up to us to diminish that thought. It is up to us to diminish the thought, and sittings like this, moments like this, brings that reality and kicks in that reality. So going back to the current status quo of politics in this country, if you look on my left-hand side, down there on the M19, there is a gap in the fencing. So in this week, I have floodlights, 1, 2, 3, 4. They got onto my roof and stole the 4 floodlights. Then I put poles, wooden poles, today and concreted to fence tomorrow. They stole the poles. Then today when I went down, I saw they stole my neighbor's fencing with the poles. Okay? And I'm not upset. I'm not upset. We created, you and I created that thief. Because we did not vote for the right government. This government, current government, has allowed informal settlements around all the suburbs in the country as vote banks. So they ferry them in, they bring them, and they make them suffer. That person who stole our poles had food to eat for a few days, maybe some beer and maybe some hunga. But even that hunga consciousness is because of our government. Because if you do a proper analysis, if I was state president, in 2 years' time, everyone in this country will be a millionaire. The resources are there. We just have to divide it to 59 million people. The resources are there, but they're giving it to the Chinese. The Chinese is getting rich. They're taking all our raw material. That raw material is your birthright and my birthright. We are born in South Africa. Whoever is born in South Africa, that wealth belongs to us. The gold, the diamond, the coal, it belongs to everyone who has a birthright, who was born in this country first. The job of the government is to sell our assets, which is the gold, which is the coal, which is whatever belongs in this country as a resource. We elect people to sell that on our behalf and give us back the value of what is sold in terms of roads, houses, hospitals, airports, you name it, whatever the government can do, it is our money. We cast that vote. That vote is correlated with the right word, vote bank. That vote means that the billions that is going into the government coffers is yours and mine. It's our money that is going there. On that, we are still paying exorbitant taxes, which we shouldn't be. Dubai got it right. Go and look at Dubai, and Dubai do not even have the resources that we have in South Africa. But in Dubai, the citizens of Dubai don't have to work. Why? Because the resources are shared equally with the people that live in the country. So in South Africa, everyone is a multimillionaire. In South Africa, every human being is a multimillionaire. The government is stealing your money. If you're living in the shack, that millions that's supposed to be yours is with the government. And this is why we need to change the government. And this is why we cannot be armchair politics. Only the guru is allowed to be an armchair politician. But you're like my chair. Everyone who do not cast their vote in this country is part of the corruption. Because by not voting, you are allowing the rot to stay there. So I hope Action South Africa that you'll remain in basics. If you remain in basics, you're going to be part of the directors that we are electing. In a company, you have a CEO, he does not own the company. He's elected there, he does his job, he gets paid and he goes when his job is finished. He does not own the money of the company. That's what this government is doing. They use these vote banks that surround us here, 5,000 on top, 3,000. When it rains, my heart cries. There's children this age, water running through the floor. Early, my business was sand mining. We work along rivers and civil engineering, core business of mine for many years. That condition still exists today when I go and visit those people. And they vote the government in. The vote bank votes the government in. After the government is voted in, they give them grant of 350 Rand a month. The money is supposed to be 300,000 a month, that vote bank. But they get in each 350 Rand a month. Now the government is giving them COVID relief because they thought the elections is going to be in February. So they gave them COVID relief till February just as a vote bank so they can vote the ANC. All right? It is your duties, and I'm sorry to use and identify, but as black South Africans, you need to go into these informal settlements. And you need to tell them that the ANC is stealing their money and making them live in deplorable conditions just to remain in power. I can't go tell them that they're going to kill me. I'm serious. At this state today in South Africa, I cannot go into an informal settlement and give a political speech. It's not practically possible for me. But you are here, you can. You need to tell them. They know. Subconsciously they know. But they need to be unbrainwashed. They are brainwashed. They are brainwashed. We need to, or they are coded. We need to decode them. Look at what happened 2 months ago. All these informal settlements around me were given bullets, thousands of bullets and guns to fire into the air. Then they were told, go and take that, it belongs to you. It is your right to walk into a store and take a big screen TV. They were brainwashed. into performing these crimes. You understand? So we need to start there. Action essay, you'll need to penetrate. It's not too late. One vote can be a decider in Itiquini. When we join as political parties, when we align with other parties, and that one vote can make us run the municipality. Okay? So I hope your sacrifice for coming today to this service gives you an impetus and impels you to even reach higher and higher. Remember, if your president is God, you can't go wrong. If your president is God, you can never go wrong. But also do not be fooled. It's hard work. You have to win the hearts of your voters. You have to. It's hard work. The ANC has already become cancerous in the majority of the voters. Now we have to remove the cancer. So it's going to be difficult. I wish you the very best. And as I said, this is a platform for all political parties. Whoever use me and want to utilize me, I'll give you my best. You understand? It is up to you. So I just want to quote lastly, as I did last week. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord states that I love everyone equally. The Lord states, I love everyone equally. But those that are inclined to me, I am in them and they are in me. And the same protocol is working in this ashram. I will love all the political parties equally. Who knows? Maybe Julius might be here if he accepts our invitation. But who is inclined to the Lord? Who is inclined to the Lord? I will be with them and they will be with me. I explained this to Bruce last week and I told him it's a secret. If you can unravel the secret, I'm telling you the same thing. If you can unravel the secret, then we're going to go far. Please don't make this the only visit. You can take my numbers, you can phone me individually. You need any help from this side, we are ever ready to assist you. We can even climb the poles and tie your posters for you. All right? We want to do anything menial, because this menial job that we're going to do for you is going to change a country. It's going to change a country. This is the dawn of a new South Africa. Just check this is the dawn of the new South Africa. We're not going to feel it today or tomorrow, but from 5 years you're going to see that there is a new vibration in South Africa. Because the fact that you are sitting here, you are sick and tired of somebody stealing our country from us, right from under our feet. We want our country back. Okay? Jai Sri Narayan. Okay,